All right, everybody, here is your week 7 grammar for Wednesday. We're still trying to find compound sentences. So you're trying to find sentences that have that comma conjunction. So here we have seahorses are fish, but they don't swim very well. You have your conjunction, but no comma, so we can't call it a compound sentence. Seahorses swim only about 5 feet per hour, so they wrap their tails around a stationary object. Here you have your comma, your conjunction, so perfect. Seahorses have long snouts to suck up food. That's just a regular simple sentence, so that would not be a compound sentence. The male seahorse has a brood pouch, and he carries the eggs until they emerge as baby seahorses. So you have your comma conjunction, so that one is perfect. So X, check, X, check. For your prefixes and root words, you have irrelevant, irresistible, and immature. So for irrelevant, IR. For irresistible, IR. For immature, IM. So you just write them. These are your prefixes that come at the beginning of your words. And then your root words, of course, will be relevant, resistible, and mature. And it says you can underline the root word. So if something is irrelevant, that means it's not relevant. And another word for relevant pretty much would be important. So if I ever say that is irrelevant right now, that means that that's not something we should focus on because we don't want to get off track and start doing something with that, that would actually impact our time. So if something is irresistible, like a cupcake or a cookie in a bakery, that means it is not resistible. You really want to have it. It looks good. It smells good. And you would love to have it with whatever you're already eating, right? And then immature, it means you're not mature. So sometimes we say this when kids are acting silly, and if they're 10 years old, they're acting like a 2-year-old toddler, unhappy about a toy or something that makes them, unhappy. So that's when we would use that word, not mature. For your sentence, this dress is the most cheapest one me and Mom could find to buy. Interesting. So you would capitalize T for this, and you would say this dress is the cheapest. You don't want to say most cheapest. One, and you always want to say the other person first, and we want to capitalize her name. So we would say Mom and I, because you want to give them that respect. You always want to say them first. Mom and I could find to buy, period. So this dress is the cheapest one Mom and I could find to buy. So then just type it, write it, work on your typing speed and your handwriting. And then just go back and make sure you made your corrections. So we capitalized this, we took away the most, we fixed Mom, put her at the beginning, changed it to I, and then added our period. For your comparative and superlative adjectives, you are still trying to figure out the level, basically, the different levels, like small, medium, large. Think of Goldilocks and Three Bears, not too hot, not too cold, just right. So the tall boy, let's say he's in the kindergarten class, but then you have a taller kid in 3rd grade, but then if go to 5th grade, you've got the tallest kids, right? And then good actually changes. We call this one irregular. It changes a little bit. So, yeah, I have good grades, but I want to have better grades. But really, I want to have the best grades in the entire grade level, the entire school, even. And then I had a bad day. Well, fell in a rain puddle. It got worse. Then I fell in some mud. So that was the worst part of the day, right? If you've ever done that. And then you find out you have a hole in your shoe. That makes it even worse, right? And then for your last one, many, I have many chocolates, Well, I'd like to have more with the peanut M&Ms, and then I would love to have the most. More, most. So remember, guys, some of these are going to be irregular. So like if you had the word beautiful, you would say more beautiful. So that's going to be another irregular one that we're going to be, talking about. So just remember, they aren't always going to stay the same. For your last one, it says, how can we combine the sentences? It has Lily studied seahorses, Philip researched dolphins, two different sea creatures. So we're trying to use the comma conjunction. Here we have a comma conjunction, comma conjunction. We've got to see which one's the best. So Lily studied seahorses, Philip researched dolphins. Well, that makes no sense. That's basically a run-on sentence. B, Lily studied seahorses and Philip researched dolphins. Okay, they did this and they did that. That works. Lily studied seahorses or Philip researched dolphins. Well, we know they're both doing the research, so that makes no sense. So that's not the best. That's not the best conjunction. So the best answer would be B, because they're both working on their projects. So guys, just make sure you make your corrections on yours and let me know if you have any questions.